All right. So in this video, I'm going to sharing with you how I've made $250,000 every single month for like the past year. Okay. Since 2020, I've actually averaged about 100K per month. I've been doing this by simply selling products online. This is something that I've always dreamed about, and I want to share this with you because hopefully this can actually help you be able to start making the type of money that you want per month. So first off, I never thought I would be able to make this amount of money per month, but it just reached to this level because my original goal was just to only hit 100K per month. But in the type of speed that I was able to hit in, it showed me that wow, 100K is not as hard as I thought per month. And so now we have bigger goals. So essentially, what originally maybe coming out of school I would have thought would have been my yearly income now is my monthly income, right? And there's even some people who make what my monthly income is on a daily, right? And of course the rabbit hole goes deeper and deeper. So in all reality, the first thing that allowed me to be able to change my mentality to how much money I could make was essentially believing that I could make more money. See, most of the times we are stuck up in salaries, in how much we can make per hour, which none of these things are bad, but sometimes they confine you to a way of thinking that doesn't allow you to understand that when you create a business, that business can create way more than what it is someone is paying you. Because you have to understand that what someone is paying you on a yearly, monthly, daily, hourly basis is put into how much profit that they're expecting to make, right? And so it's all a part of the leverage game, being able to understand that you can have people on your team who can actually help you make more money, and you can have systems on your team that can help you make more money. It all started with me just kind of being younger, understanding, hey, I want to be able to make money to buy shoes. I know my mom can't buy me the type of shoes that I want to buy. So what can I do to be able to get these type of shoes? Well, what I understood is, okay, I can sell things. So I would look for things around the house and sell them on eBay. Or I would see that if I have one pair of shoes, how can I flip these into two pair of shoes, right? I started to have that mindset that there's people online who want the things that I have or who want the things that we may look at as junk. But then I realized after making money with that, buying the shoes that I wanted and being able to understand that you can make money online or meet people up online by putting listings or putting ads online of what it is that people want, you can go out there and fulfill the demand that's already out there and help people be able to get these products that they want. See, what I understood is that as long from that is that once you have a product that is in demand and then you connect it with a online system, people can be buying that product from you on autopilot, right? And then from there, you can figure out the fulfillment, whether that's going to be in person or if it's going to be something that you're shipping. You got to look at all the richest people in the world, right? Even when you look at Warren Buffett, the type of companies that he owns, these are products, okay? Think about how he owns most of Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is a product. He owns Berkshire Hathaway, real estate, right? All of these things are products. These are products that are in demand. Right now, I'm in a home, right? A builder made this home because he understood that there's demand for it. I bought that home from him. I actually had to put down $100,000 for this home, right? So this is the type of things that people have to understand is that if you want to get out of your situation, and this is what I understood, is that I need to figure out a product that I can sell on demand through online systems. So that's when I realized, okay, you need to find something that's a reoccurring product, right? Just like Coca-Cola, you see that people, it's a product that is reoccurring, right? So there's reoccurring and recurring. These are products that people basically are going to buy on autopilot. That's just going to be a subscription, or it's going to be something that people always are constantly buying over and over and over, multiple times, right? It's not a one-time use product. Okay. So these are the things that kind of stuck on my mind because I realized that I don't want to just keep on getting these products that I'm not in control of the supply, right? So I have to create my own brand. When you create your own brand, you are in control of so many different pieces versus you just actually reselling, right? And so this is when I started to understand that if I can figure out what type of product I can create that now allows me to have customers who desire that product on a monthly basis, on a weekly basis, right? Something that I can charge subscription for, or they can just come back and buy it whenever they'd like. This can put me in a position to have a sustainable business and be able to build up on top of this business over and over and over. Right? I'm only 29 years old. I'm going to be turning 30 next year. So this allows me to have this understanding that, hey, you, you can make money while you sleep. Okay? Every single day I wake up, I see sales, thousands of dollars in sales. I wake up already seeing money because the system that's been created, the brand that's been created, allows sales to happen in my sleep while I'm awake, while I'm spending money, while I'm paying bills. Money is being generated. Okay, so let me explain to you guys that system. So, number one is you need to have a product. Okay, you need to have a product or service. I prefer products because products are scalable. The only problem about services is usually the service that you're offering is going to be limited by how many people that you can add, right? Products can be sold at a more scalable rate, right, than a service can. Um, but at the end of the day, you need to make sure that what you're selling is something that people need to keep on getting on a monthly basis, weekly basis, whatever the cadence may be. But it's something that people need multiple times. And when you figure out this product, it can't just be a product that you're just already seeing that's that has so much innovation to where you can't figure out how to make it better. It needs to be in a market where you can actually see how can I actually make this better. That's what I realized, right? The crazy thing is that with the brand that me and my wife actually started, it was more personal to us. And this is something that I recommend. You have to figure out something that actually is going to allow you to feel connected to the product if possible. The reason why is because it should be something that you could see yourself using. If you could see yourself using it as well, this can help with you being able to think of different ideas that's going to be able to allow this product to be better because essentially you are also a customer or consumer for this product, right? You got to be able to think in the minds of your customer, of your consumer. And so, in this brand that you start, in the product that you select, it needs to be a product that you understand that there is a gap to be able to make the product better because you're reading reviews, you're talking to people who purchase these types of products. You're being able to see what can be changed that no one really is focusing on inside of that market. See, this is the game changer. Once you're able to identify that, this is where you can be able to customize that aspect of the product and now create something that is more ready for the consumer. It's more optimized for the consumer. Once you now figure out that product, you figure out that brand, and now you have to understand how are you going to be able to sell it? Okay. How are you going to be able to supply it? How are you going to be able to fulfill it? So how are you going to be able to now make the product? Okay, that's something that you would just have to figure out. Whether it's you making it, whether it's someone else that's making it, you would have to figure out supplier relations, where you're going to get your ingredients from, who is going to make the finished product for you. All of these different things is something that you can do research for, and there's tons of suppliers all over the world that can be able to create whatever product it is that you need. Okay, then you need to realize how are you going to fulfill it. Most people online, when they talk about e-commerce, they talk about drop shipping, right? They talk about how the product needs to be drop shipped, right? Because they don't want to get stuck with inventory. They don't want to ship the product out themselves. Well, in my opinion, what I would do is I would order a small quantity. First, I would order samples from those suppliers and make sure that the products is good or are well to the standard that I have. And once I make sure that those products are good, I would order a small amount of quantity so that way I could ship out and test out the orders to my customers myself and ship it out myself. The reason why is because I want to be in control of that shipping process. See, one of the things I believe is that we're called to subdue, right? The marketplace. Subdue, you have to control, right? That's Genesis 1:28. You have to control what it is that you're actually building. You can give up some of the control maybe as you understand the business more, you understand the product more, you understand the relationship between the partner that's going to help you with different parts of the business. But when we got started with our business, we were in control pretty much of a, a good amount of the whole process, from manufacturing to fulfillment to the branding, to post purchase. Everything was really in our control, and those are the things that you need to really think about when you want to create a brand that's going to actually last, that's actually going to make you money on a repeat every single day. You have to figure out how you can get control. And when you're first starting, before you start partnering and letting someone control fulfillment for you want to understand how the shipping process works. Is there any complications with shipping the product out? What's the best way to make sure that it's shipped? All these different things come from you being hands on. So that's when now, for example, me and my wife, we were manufacturing, shipping, we were doing the customer service ourselves. We were understanding what needs to be changed in the brand, and all these things come from being hands on and having control over a majority of the aspects of the business that you're creating. Once you start to do this, then you, after you learn now fulfillment, you start to get that feedback. You start understanding what reiterations do we need to do to the formulation, or to the development, or to the certain features. You start to utilize that information to make the product better. Okay. And from there, we started to understand also too what systems need to be better, right? What systems need to be better in terms of making it easier for people to repurchase, upsells, downsells, the whole nine yard. So the truth is that everything really comes from that product. Everything comes from a product. It comes from you understanding, how can I make a product better in the marketplace? And is this product something that people can buy on a reoccurring basis? How do I find someone to make this product better for me? How do I go out and make sure that this product is getting marketed? This is another part, right, that we haven't talked about. When you now figure out the marketing aspect, how am I going to drive customers to buy this product? So that's one of the skill sets that I've been able to go out there and master and learn is, okay, how do you get someone to see your product that actually wants your product? That's why we always start off our stores with Google Ads, because these are customers who are already looking for your product. Then once they now find your product, you can now also focus on introducing new customers to your product as well through social media marketing, Facebook, TikTok, all of these different things where you can post videos, YouTube. This is another aspect of now creating demand for your product. Then we learned something, that you can't just rely our stores on Shopify, and we're having all these different ad platforms and organic content that we're posting that's coming to our website. We need to figure out how to get distribution to the mass scale, and that really happens through marketplaces, partners, right? Affiliates. You have to have other places where people can find your product: Amazon, Walmart.com, retail stores, TikTok shop, the whole nine yard. And so this is now when I started to understand that that's what these big companies do. They figure out distribution. They figure out how to partner with different retail stores, with different food service companies. They're figuring out how to be able to get their product on Amazon. Every single place that you could think about, the product is available for you to buy. So they're leveraging these different marketplaces, these different partners, retail partners, to be able to get those products out. Then from there, then they're also figuring out, all right, affiliates, right? So the affiliates is another thing that now promote your product. These affiliates are people that they partner up, influencers, creators, people that now you can use their likeness or their audience to be able to sell more of your product. So they're creating content for you, you're using them in your advertisements. All of these things help boost the sales of your product because you can leverage other people's likeness to be able to grow your brand. You don't even have to be the forefront of your brand, even though that definitely can boost your sales. But that's another aspect of your business to where you can be able to grow to a new level, is having other people sell your product for you. See, Warren Buffett owns majority of Coca-Cola, but you don't see him on the ads. The reason why is because they have teams, they have employees, they have creators, influencers, they have different deals with um, different NFL or sport teams, fast food chains. I mean, the list, restaurants, the list goes on and on. And so these things help them be able to sell more of the product. And now, once you have that product that's working so well, you can make more reiterations of that product. You see that they have cherry Coke, lime Coke, every single version of Coke that you could think about. They always are dropping new flavors, testing them out, seeing which ones are working, which ones aren't working, having them for a limited amount of times, whatever the case may be, to be able to keep the customer engaged in their brand. So this is honestly the game changer. And I'm someone that comes from a more drop shipping background. So I realized that, hey, I'll probably put this in a whole nother video where I'll talk more about that. So once honestly I learned the importance of having a product that people can buy on a reoccurring basis, that's when my life really changed. Honestly. Once I learned where you can actually take control of the business that you're creating rather than giving so much control to others, that's when I learned you can have a competitive advantage. The infrastructure that you put into your business, it becomes the advantage you have over your competition. See, most people don't want to do anything in their business. They want someone to do everything, which there's nothing wrong with that. If you're partnering with the right people strategically, that is totally fine. But as you grow a business, you want to figure out how to get more control, right? But definitely one of the other things that you have to learn also when you're creating a business is the team, right? That's something else that you I didn't talk about. But basically, after we did everything and had that much control, we had to understand when it was the perfect time to actually release that control. We had to start getting more people to help us. We had to get people to help us in customer service. So we couldn't pick up the phone calls anymore. So since we couldn't pick up those phone calls anymore, we needed someone to be able to pick up those calls for us. We couldn't answer the emails anymore. We couldn't answer the DMs anymore because we're busy with other parts of the business. But these parts of the business are very important. So that's when we started to delegate those. I couldn't run all the ads anymore. There were certain ad platforms I didn't have the skill sets for, or it also could be I just don't have the time for it. There's other more important decisions that need to be made. There's certain skill sets that we just don't have. So we have to make up for it because we understand that, hey, if we want to grow, we need someone with this skill set to be able to go to the next level. I couldn't box up orders anymore. I had to do other things because the orders were increasing at such a rate where you can't focus on fulfilling anymore. You can't focus on packing up the orders yourself. There's certain new information and knowledge I need as a CEO, as an owner, a founder, right? And this is what me and my wife started to focus on. We started to focus on how can we be able to change our mindsets from the doers to the thinkers, right? How can we switch it from doers to delegators? Because now you have to start learning how to manage people and how to document processes and systems, and now be able to allow people to come in and work in those systems, in those and complete those processes. So I had to go from thinking about doing things on such a small scale to how can I do things to where it can really actually pay my bills, that it can really actually take care of me. And that's when I realized that 100K per month was not as hard as I imagined. So, I mean, at the end of the day, if this is something that you would like to see more content about, you'd like to learn more about how you could start a product that can be selling in your sleep, definitely subscribe. If you want to create wealth and maybe you've been trying to figure out how to do that within your business and you have questions, whether it's a product based business, service, just comment down below any questions you may have. I'll try to make a video for it, or I'll try to answer it as best as possible in the comment section. Also, I may have some links in the description for more resources of where you can be able to find me, and just check those out, and just stay tuned for more content like this. I appreciate you guys and have a blessed one.